Hey, thanks for checking out Nuts and Bolts with Tone, and welcome to my channel. All right, so today we're going to talk about a tool haul, kind of not really tool haul. I got a couple tools. One I got a little while ago, and another one I just got. So first, let's talk about this tool that I got a little while ago. All right. So one day I was in the shop and I'm trying to drill something out. Got a compressor bolt that broke off. All right, so now this was quite unfortunate because this was a Toyota and it was an easy peasy gravy AC job. No problem, shouldn't have been a problem. Taking the compressor off, and actually I think it was like a Pontiac. It was a Toyota motor, but it was on Pontiac. Anyways, all right. So you know that sound where you're cracking something loose, and you know it breaks as soon as you turn the ratchet. Like the first turn, you know it's broken. So yes, it broke. A bolt broke off in the block, and luckily it was in the front. I had a lot of room to get in there, but it was just a pain, and I didn't have any decent extractors. The extractors I have weren't working. I was really just battling trying to get this thing out. And my Matco guy happened to come. We had a Matco guy take over the route, and he showed up, and this was maybe the second time he'd been in. I think it was the second time. Because the first time he had to warranty a bunch of stuff because we hadn't had a Matco guy in a while. And so he brings in this rail of sockets, and I think to myself, okay, all right. And I didn't know what they were. I thought they were extractors. I'd never seen anything like them. So I tried them out, and he's like, they may or may not work. The guy never even came back after that. That was his first visit. So pretty much it looks like this. I don't have the packaging, but this is what the rail looks like. So they look like kind of like a Torx. All right. So let's look at like the third from the biggest one so we can really see. So it looks like this. It's got a swirl to it, right? And so it kind of looks like, and the swirl is as you loosen it, it's going to bite. All right. So he gave them to me. I drilled it out to get the right size. And I used a couple different ones, and I think this one, because this one looks like it has the wear on it. We're using this one, and it just doesn't have any area. I mean, like it's just not tall enough. There's just not enough to bite. The minute it starts to go, it just breaks loose. So I don't remember how much these were, and I was trying to find a part number for them. I couldn't. I guess I'd have to go back and look at the Matco catalog to find them. But I didn't really understand what they were until not super long ago, actually, when I had the BMW that, when I did the tool haul, where I bought the Mac Tools bolt extractors and the left-hand drill bits. So at that time, I said to the technician who let me borrow the extractor, the easy outs, and then I ended up buying my own. The guy who let me borrow them, I showed him these. And I was like, yeah, I got these from Matco, but I don't really know. They didn't really work for what I was using them for, and I don't really know what they're for. And I showed them to him, and he goes, oh, those are like RBRTs. Those are like Matco's RBRT version for like a hex, for an Allen. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I've never really tried to research it. They've just been in the drawer, actually. I haven't used them since. I haven't had anything to use them on. And so... with all of this stuff that's coming out, all of this, bolt extractors and RBRTs and all that, everybody's coming out with their own. From what I've heard and what I've seen, it seems like Mac kind of has the handle on the RBRT stuff. Like, it seems like they have by far the better product in this line of tools that are coming out. And so I thought, you know what? I guess it's time to start investing in this line of tools. And so here we go with my recent tool purchase. So there's the part number right there. All right. And we have so there it is, torn there. I'll just read it to you. So there's the Mac Tools 13-piece Advanced Star Driver Set. RBRT. All right, so this is my first RBRT set. And as I'm looking at the RBRT set, man, there's a lot of stuff. Man, there's Torx, Torx Plus, Allens. I mean, there's a lot of things. So anyways, so you get in here and you open it up and it looks like that. All right, obviously, you know, and you can, like, took one out and I was pushing it in. It was like pushing way down inside the foam. So I guess it can get pushed quite a bit. So we're there. That's what we got there. So it looks like we start, and you know what I really like about this is, so it's really easy to read. We're starting off at a T8, and then we're going all the way up to a T60. So really easy to read. And yeah, so the T60, one of the things that I like that I've seen so far that I like is that a lot of times as your Torx and your Allens and things like that, as they get bigger, the socket gets bigger. The socket, the bit, everything. So, you know, by the time you've gotten to a T60, you know, you're in a socket that's like this long. But I mean, this thing is not even a whole lot longer than, like, let's pull out a, you know, even a T27. I mean, I know that's an Allen, but look, the Allen is the size of the socket, and this bit is only like, what, an inch, three-quarters of an inch long, to inch maybe. And so what I like about this is one of the things that you'll find that really sucks when you're trying to get something, break something loose, or keep it from stripping, keep it from walking on you, is keeping the socket just, I mean, absolutely as square as possible, right? So let's say this is as square as possible, and as you start to loosen it, it starts to pull over like this. Well, then your bit, instead of being down like this, it's going to be in like that, and it's going to strip on you. It's going to gall it out, and then you're going to be screwed. So anytime you have something that's a real short, low profile, this is what you want. You want very little sticking up. And another key to that is, one, you want to take something like this. If you're using this tool because it has stripped or it's stripping or whatever, right? So make sure you have the right size. First of all, make sure you have the right size. Make sure either it is a Torx or Torx Plus. Now, the difference between a Torx and a Torx Plus, let me tell you, because there's a lot of guys that actually don't know this. So if you look at a Torx, these RBRTs are a little bit hard to tell because they're a little bit, so if you have a Torx, the star portion of your socket is going to be more pointy, all right? Now, a Torx Plus, if you look at an actual Torx a bit, it's going to come to a point. It's going to come to more of a point. And if you have a Torx Plus, the Torx Plus is going to be rounded on your star portion is not going to be sharp and pointy. It's going to be round, and it makes a big difference. It's like a Torx and a Torx Plus, if you haven't come across this, is like putting a metric and a standard on the wrong one. Okay, one of them is just a tiny bit too big, and it's gonna strip on you. It's gonna round, it's gonna strip, and that's what's gonna happen. And so you have to make sure that you use the right one. And so that is a real big key, is making sure you have the correct size and the correct orientation, whether it be Torx or Torx Plus. Now, there's a couple other pointers that I'll give you, and this is really important. One, when you put this in, man, tap it. Get you a brass hammer and tap it in as far as it'll go. Okay, sometimes Allens and Torx, they might stick up this far from the bottom of the hole, and that is enough to make it strip and make it walk, because then you're not going to have it in solid like this. It's going to be up, and it's going to start to turn as you start to loosen the socket. Now, the other key is this, and this doesn't always work, is if you can get a pry bar, and you can put a pry bar in, and you can pry down on your ratchet while you're turning, and you're keeping full force on this socket to make sure that it does not tweak at all, that is going to be a huge key in your bolt coming out without having to drill it out. So those are my little tips on bolt extraction, making sure that you get it out without drill bits. So again, RBRT from Mac Tools. I will be buying all of the RBRT stuff. Work on a lot of stuff with Torx and triple squares and Torx Plus and all these different types of sockets, Allen's, a lot of that type of stuff. And it really sucks when those things strip out and you can't get them out. And so definitely this is going to be my go-to. I'll be buying all of these. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope you enjoyed my Mac Tools new purchase, and also letting you know about the Matco tool that I bought. And I'll try to find what it actually is, and I'll put a link in the description. I got to try to figure it out. I got to go through the catalogs and stuff. So again, thanks for checking out my channel. Thanks for checking out the video. I appreciate you watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell for all my future content, which you're going to want to see. And also check me out on Instagram at Nuts and Bolts with Tone, Daily Life as a Mechanic, tools, tool reviews, goods, bads, really goods. I like to let you guys know what I like and what I don't like and what I recommend you buy. So thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.